you're so different than me, man. I can't stand stinking loose stuff.
I can't stand when people wear clothes that are, oh, shoot. Oh, no, was that? Oh, yeah. There's some people that just wear just fitted clothes. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. I cannot do that. I don't want my clothes hanging off me. Like, I don't want them sucked to me. I want to, like, have looseness.
Yeah.
But welcome back, folks. Welcome back. And we're going to talk about a topic that my dad has some experience in. And I'm just kind of curious the ins and outs of things. And we're seeing all this stuff going on in Canada and that insane Trudeau. That guy is the biggest
sissy girl.
Yeah, sissy you can think of. In fact, I seen him at work. One of the pilots had on Fox News, and he was crying. You know, what they call it? They call it. He has a case of, oh my goodness, what was it? Was it COVID Wimp-teen or something Wimp-19 or something like that? It was a little meme that was making fun of him. That basically all of a sudden now when all these truckers are, picketing and whatever you want to call it, rioting and stuff. I won't even say it's rioting. They're not doing nothing wrong. They're just saying we're done until you fix this junk. And all of a sudden he gets COVID-19 and he's in hiding. No one can find him, Like what a stinking.
Here's one, Trudeau it shows his face and it says a new variant, Coward 19.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Symptoms, fear of truckers and patriotic Canadians may suffer from withdrawal from public view and prolonged loss of respect.
Yeah.
This dude right there, it's funny because it goes back when that guy was harassing you on the podcast about the ducks and the geese that were coming from Canada.
On YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, on YouTube. And
we have quite a few Canadian listeners, too. And they even think that guy was insane,
That guy was he was something else.
I guarantee you, anybody that listens to this probably is 100% in agreement with Trudeau being a complete
in high
idiot.
school. I had a lot of Canadian friends, cool people. Okay, the problem is with this dude right there. He's a deep state of hack if I ever seen one. And if you only watch, the mainstream media, you would think, oh, insurrection, because that's their famous words right now. Insurrection, right? These guys are patriotic dudes. And what they're doing is
they're blue collar. They're hardworking people that are just trying to pay their bills.
Well, stop and think about it, okay? I've had this conversation with you. Doctors, nurses, all essential workers, heroes a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And in 2020.
Yeah.
And signs up, I'd be driving around, signs up, thank you, essential workers, hero, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they're not heroes. And then truckers were same thing, heroes and so forth. And I honestly, okay, I'm 66. I haven't worked for somebody for so long. So it's funny because, he wanted me to talk a little bit about this. And so I still have a business that I've had since 1995, and my whole thing in life is having multiple income streams. And so anyway, in about 2019, I told Mom, I think I'm going to get my Class A license. I was watching statistics and I was watching what was going on with truckers, and I thought, I'm going to get that just in case I ever want to drive, right? Well, then I got it November 23rd, 2019. And, I still have income from my other business and everything. It's an online business. And then, I talked to some different truck drivers, and they said, the best one that I would suggest taking, trying to get on with, is a company called Snyder. And they're a big company. They've been around for a long time. And anyway, I talked to Andy, Big Andy, and he said that. And so anyway, I got a hold of him. I went through the process. And so March of 2020, right when the COVID thing was hitting, they paid my way to go to Arizona, Phoenix. And so they had a 2-week training there on top of I already had a Class A because I took the training and I had to pass the DMV and so forth. And so I did the 2-week training, went through all that, passed all that, and then I got on. What they do is they put you with a guy that's been around or a girl that's been around for a good amount of time. And anyway, so I was with him for 5 days and went through that process. Well, he was my same age. We were almost the same age exactly. And so then I was on my own. But the thing of it is, when we went from Arizona towards LA, dude, there was nobody on the highways.
Which is
I
insane.
go, well, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like nobody's there. I'm talking that road when you're going from Arizona, and if I remember right, it was 10. There was probably 5 or 6 lanes going towards LA and 5 or 6 that said San Francisco. Dude, there might have been 5 cars on the road.
It's insane. If people only knew what that road looks like normally, it's bumper to bumper.
At 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It was bumper. He did this for 13 years.
Yeah.
He said, I have never seen it like that. He said,
you sent me a picture, I think, when he was driving or whatever.
Nobody was there.
It was empty.
It was crazy. So
it's the worst place in the world you'll ever drive in your life, and it was no cars.
There's no cars. And I said, well, praise God.
Yeah.
What a great time to learn. And so anyway, I went through the 5 days, and then they put me on my own, and I'm out doing this. Now, honestly, this is no disrespect meant at all. I just didn't know what you don't know. I did not realize what a lifestyle truck driving really was. I had no clue. I never realized how important they are.
Yeah.
No clue. I mean, I'm talking what I was driving, and I only did it for 8.5 months with that company, and then I quit because I went on a hunting trip and stuff like that. But anyway, so that whole time while everybody's locked down and complaining about being locked down, I'm out on the road making money and learning and meeting people. And I met some of the most amazing people. And my respect of truck drivers went through the roof.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you personally, that lifestyle, being away from your family all the time, sleeping in the sleeper, sleeping in all these different places, especially in the summertime when it's vibrating and stuff like that, it's not a very healthy lifestyle, I can tell you right now. And most of the truck drivers that you see, except a lot of the Indian drivers, I've had Indian drivers come up to me and say, man, you're in good shape. What, so we start talking, and they said the same thing about eating healthy, So it's a tough lifestyle, but I try to do my best to live a good lifestyle even that way. But it's very hard on you. And if you look at Google, the top 10, what are the top 10 most dangerous jobs? Truck driving yesterday when I did it for Logan, it was number 6. I had so many close calls, dude. I bet you, as you well know, when I had the truss yard, I had a 42-foot gooseneck, and I pulled that loaded with trusses. But that was kind of the local. But I worked the Western 11 for those guys till I quit, and I did the box van. And so, I'm talking 55, foot trailers and stuff like that. And so finally when cars started coming back, being crazy and stuff like that, but just stop and think. If a doctor, a nurse, or any of the other essential people stopped working, okay, yeah, you could have the potential of maybe dying from a health issue or something like that. But dude, if truck drivers stop driving, you're toast. You better have a supply of food and supplies because it wouldn't take very long for any of those grocery stores to be flat out empty.
So I wonder how that's affecting Canada right now. Because how long has it been since they all did this?
Oh man,
a week or two, or has it been more
I think it's. Let me see. I was driving when it had to be about 2 weeks ago. Is when it actually started.
And they're still parked
from the west going to Ottawa, which is the capital. And so I think it's been about a two week thing, and so people.
How many guys are they saying? Like how many
Well, I've heard different numbers. I've heard 50,000. I've heard 100,000.
Wow.
But the bottom line is those dudes, it's got to be affecting everything. But they don't want the mandates. They do not want the mandates. And supposedly Canada is one of the highest vaccinated countries in the world, but they are done with the mandates. And Canada, that Trudeau dude has been as bad or worse than Australia.
Wow.
Australia Dude, you think
Don't they have camps though in Australia, like crazy
I've
stuff?
heard, but I don't know.
I don't know if that's true.
All I'm saying is Australia and Canada are terrible.
The worst
and they're
ones.
supposed to be like somewhat democratic. Like
Yeah.
I used to want to be able to go to Australia. I don't
Yeah,
know.
me
I
too.
don't want nothing to do with it right now.
I know.
No way. Those guys are criminal. They should be anyway, that's a whole nother story. But Trudeau is coming on and talking. If you haven't heard this, go on and look at some channels now and just investigate what's going on. These guys are patriots. These people are standing for their country. And here's the thing, that whole convoy, those dudes have thousands and thousands, actually millions. I forget how many million. People are along the overpasses. People are along the road doing their flags. They are thankful because these people have literally almost been locked down for 2 years. And the Canadians. And so these truck drivers are basically fighting for a whole lot more than just the trucking part of it. I can tell you for sure. You need to check it out.
But they know that that's what's putting the little knife in the side of them by stopping that.
Oh, dude. They're parked there in Ottawa at the Capitol. And like I said, yesterday I was listening to this guy that was a Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman. I believe he's retired. But, dude, he said, just know this. If it totally gets blacked out, it means this is when they're making the move. And he implored the other policemen that took a vow, do not listen to your superiors. That guy in Ottawa, the mayor, and the police chief, there's deep state in all those places, okay, in high levels. And it ain't the majority either. But he was telling the other policemen, you know, these people are fighting for your children. These people are fighting for your family. They're going around. They started a day or two ago. They started going around because they're all so close together. They've got bounce houses. They've got stuff. People are loving on each other. All these truck drivers and the people that are coming to support them and thank you, and little kids, that are thankful for these men and women that are, truck drivers. And, I got the utmost respect. In fact, yesterday, okay, so let me backtrack one little bit. So I quit. I drove 8.5 months. Then I stopped, and I went hunting. And then in March of 2021, I went to another company, Night Transportation, out of they're a nationwide company. But anyway, I'm out of Reno. So I drove for like 6.5 months there, and then me and Thomas went on that Wyoming hunt. So anyway, but they had me on as a casual driver. And they said as long as I want to drive 1 day a month, I can do that. So
kind of a per diem deal.
Well, I don't know if you call them. They pay me per day. It's a dedicated.
Well, per diem meaning you go and basically when you want, you kind of pick your own schedule.
Yeah, I'm picking my own schedule. And so anyway, I'll for me, it's worked out really well because like next week if I want to drive, I just go drive for 4 days or 4.5 days. So if I don't want to, I don't have to. And it's really nice. It's just another income stream. And that's what I was telling you before I really we started this podcast is I feel it's really important to have multiple income streams. And because you never know. Look at your prime example. You had this job flying helicopter for how long? 8 years, 9 years?
Flying helicopters?
Crop dusting.
Well, I've been flying for work for 14.
I'm talking that company.
I was with them for 9.
Okay, 9 years. But I'm saying out of the blue, some things changed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you don't have that job anymore. Okay, well, if you had multiple income streams, it's somewhat protection, right? And so this verse right here, it says, give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. And my feeling is leverage multiple income streams. And so what happened, this is just another income stream, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It helps you to get out. It gives you an opportunity to think, meet new people. When I put my podcast together, I've got several people that I want to have on that are just regular Joe Blows. These guys are heroes. I got so much respect for them. It is a tough lifestyle being around away from your family. Well, now I don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but there's supposed to be one going from like in the U.S. from Los Angeles area all the way over to I believe Washington D.C. They're planning on having the same thing, and what's happening is other parts of the world have now seen what is going on in Canada. They're getting inspired to do the same thing. You know, patriotic people that are there fighting for the good of everybody. You know, and so I got utmost respect for them. So anyway, it's been a great experience actually. Only downside is the time you got to go for me personally is being obviously away from my from my wife and stuff like that. But
I wonder how fast I'm just saying, like, let's say, because I don't think you're ever gonna have every single like say trucker stop, like just when they pick it and stuff at a job and they want to raise their everything. I think majority of people do, but there's always gonna be those people that just don't and they're too scared, right? Like, oh man, I'm gonna lose my job. But I wonder, let's say if it's 70-80% of truckers do this and they basically say, hey, we're not driving anymore until you fix this mess. I mean, that would be a matter of days, wouldn't it? Don't you think?
It would shut down the whole economy.
Well, I'm saying how quick though, like within a couple days you would think. Maybe because people are going to panic, and we know what happens when they do that.
Okay,
stinking toilet paper went off the shelves in one day.
I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but actually, or have read about it, but actually what they do is these grocery stores, from what I understand, are being trained how to put their supplies on the shelves so it doesn't look like they're out of stuff.
Yeah. When they are, totally.
Well, I mean, think about this.
Even now still.
Think about this, though. Okay. The trucking industry, dude, is like 80,000, they say, drivers short. Already. This had nothing to do with no convoys, nothing. I don't know about Canada. I don't know. But I'm just saying, in the United States, they say there is a shortage of truck drivers, 80,000 people strong. Okay, what if only, they're 80,000. What if only 20% of the people that are already driving stop driving?
Right, just 20.
Dude, I'm telling you, the 6.5 months I went from March to when I stopped in September or whatever it was, dude, you're running like crazy. And they're trying to hire people like crazy. They just can't get it. I mean, I'm talking, okay, when I worked for Snyder, working for night, during that whole time of paying attention what's going on with the pay, I'm getting hit up all the time for jobs because I got a Class A. And somehow they find out, whatever. But I've seen as high as like $15,000 sign-up bonuses. I get them. The other day I got one for $10,000 sign-up, and it was the highest per week that I had seen.
So they're definitely raising the bar a little bit because of the necessity and the shortage.
It's like anything though, supply and demand, right?
Right.
And so the awesome thing this last summer when I was doing that driving, I actually went from the Modesto area, California, to Reno, and did the loads, and then back over. And I do that every day. The traffic, honestly, in Sacramento. Imagine you're talking a big rig here, okay? The traffic because of the road work in Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Stop and go. Almost any time you go through, you were going through there, it was like that. Well, pretty soon you start getting in your head, you're a little bigger than everybody else, and you're just moving whether they like it or not. But dude, not with this company. When I first started driving, man, I had so many crazy stories of. Trust me, I'm on my knees in the morning before I ever go drive, and I ask for the guardian angel of God to watch over and protect me and everyone around me. And thankfully, that's how it's been. So it can be dangerous. Trust me. I got literally, actually on my last track in 2020 from Colorado to Oregon to Portland, where I told them I'm done. It was Cheyenne to Laramie, I believe, and it was 70-mile-an-hour winds with a 55-foot trailer. Thank God.
Were you full? Loaded.
Yeah, loaded. It was loaded because I seen a graveyard of trucks.
Really?
Oh, I took pictures. There was so many trucks on their sides. In fact, it was crazy because when I was going from Colorado to Cheyenne, I don't remember Cheyenne first or Laramie, but I think it's Cheyenne then Laramie. And I'm like driving, and the snow, it was almost more like a hail snow.
Mm-hmm.
It was going sideways in the road, and like there's a few cars on the road, but all of a sudden I noticed there's no trucks on the road. There's no trucks on the road, but I'm on the road, and I'm going like 30 miles an hour.
And you can just feel it just
Dude, I'm
pushing you
telling
along.
you right now, when I finally got to a pilot, that pilot was packed. There was trucks all over down the roads and so forth. Well, thankfully I was full, but then I mean,
Did you keep going, or you just hung it
no,
up for the night?
I pulled in there. I found a spot, not in their parking lot. It was all full. It was down the road. All night long, man, my cab was doing this. 79 an hour winds with a trailer on, trust me, you feel it big time. Well, the next morning when I got out, it was still windy. There was a trailer. It had to be empty. His trailer was blowing off, and it was right down the road a little bit, just blowing over.
Separated from the truck.
Yeah.
Or the tractor, I mean.
The tractor wasn't connected anymore,
Holy
so
moly.
obviously he when it flipped on him, he didn't go over probably. But I went to the Denny's there, and they said, I was eating, and they said something about, oh, it's open now. It came across the speaker. So I hurry up and ate, went back, called up my driver manager, talked to him, and I left. It had to be.
What were
it
they
had to
saying?
be Cheyenne.
What were they meaning? Opened up, like the roads?
The road was open because it closed down. It was so bad. I mean, 7-hour winds,
That's
dude.
insane.
It's nuts. And
Isn't it incredible natural forces that God has?
Oh,
It
man.
just blows away anything man can create.
it was crazy. Like I said, there was snow along the side of the road. There was truck after truck just laying off, and it blew them right off. And I remember way over there was this like hole in the sky. And I'd already decided in my mind, I'm done. I'm not driving this anymore. I'm like, because what it was, I was going to get it serviced, and I was going to be in Portland, go to Portland, Oregon. And I'm telling them, I'm done. And anyway, so I seen this hole in the sky way over there, and that was the way I was going. And I just kept praying and praying. Finally, I got to that hole, man, and it's starting to clear up. But that wind was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. This is kind of. Is it right if I tell an embarrassing before I go?
What?
An embarrassing story. I don't
Yeah.
even know if I told you.
That's what we want to hear.
This is just stupid. It's stupid. But anyhow, so what happened? I think, honest to God, it was an angel that I met. Okay, so what happened is, this is over at Hesperia. This is just a rookie thing, okay? It's pretty stupid. I mean, I should have known better. But being in a hurry, what happened is, Hesperia, California, it has a pilot fuel station, and so I pulled in there, and all the lanes were full that were fueling up, and there was a truck on my left side, and there was a girl in there, and a lot of women. There was actually quite a few women drivers now, but I'd never seen a real good looking
Yeah.
woman
I'd
driver.
imagine not.
Well, anyway, I wasn't really paying attention because I could say that's a woman or a girl, whatever. And so I pulled in, and I thought, okay, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna grab something out of my cooler. Dude, I forgot to pull the parking brakes.
Oh, no.
The two those you pop out, your trailer and your tractor brakes.
Oh, they both have, you pull for two.
Well, you pull on your tractor and the trailer,
okay.
but if you pull on your trailer, the tractor doesn't. Okay,
Mm.
but I didn't pull either one of them.
Oh.
I was in neutral.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
in Hesperia, when you pull into the fuel station, there's a slope. I mean, it's not real steep like that, but there's a slope, okay? So the filling station is right here. So keep in mind, there was all trucks in them, and that's a busy station. Well, behind here is a parking spot reserved for people that reserve parking spots, and all these truck drivers are parked directly behind where you fuel a ways. Okay, and then there's a huge big parking lot out there, right? Well, what happened is I pulled up there, and being in a hurry, I thought to myself, I'm gonna get in my cooler real quick and grab something. So I get in I get off my seatbelt. I go back there. My butt end is faced out the driver's window, and when your mind is in a whole nother place, it was like I'm digging in here for something, and all of a sudden I started hearing a horn honk.
And but it's not registering, like you're hearing it.
Nothing's This is slow motion. This is like I was on some drug or something, I suppose. I'm hallucinating. So I'm here. I'm just like this. I'm here, and I'm digging in this, and all of a sudden I hear a horn, and I turn like this. Dude, it so threw me off. I had absolutely no idea what was going on, that it didn't even register. So I turned like this, but I'm going that way. No, I'm going that way. Okay, that's the front.
So that really would throw you off.
I'm like, it's just getting further away.
And you're like, yeah, and your brain's still not probably registering, huh?
This chick that was beside me, okay, so I'm hearing this honking, and I'm like this, and I turn, and I'm going that way, and it never even registered.
You're probably staring, just like trying to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know how long, but I'm looking at it like that, and then all of a sudden, it's brakes. I jump in the front seat. I put on my brake, and I pulled them. Dude, I was heading right for those other trucks. If she wouldn't have honked, I would have ran right into them, and they were parked. I would have backed right into them.
Oh my goodness!
And I was starting to move too.
Was it?
Well, dude, that freaked me out so bad. I'll never forget that. That freaked me out, unbelievable. So now I pull up beside her. I look over there, and it's this blonde-haired girl, and I go like this, right? Well, now we're both pulling up to put gas in. I get out. She was actually pretty beautiful, and she had long blonde hair. And I thought to myself, my God, she had to be an angel. Seriously, I did. I went around my truck. I don't remember even what I said to her anymore. I remember saying thank you. She goes, I looked over there, and I seen your truck moving, and nobody was in it. Because I was back there.
Getting some snacks.
Yeah. Could you imagine how embarrassing that would have been?
Yeah.
If I would have ran into these guys, because their cab's facing this direction, and my trailer would have slammed right into them.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever chose to drive truck again, that would have been history.
Really? You think they would have?
Oh.
Really? They're that hard on it, huh?
Well, I mean, you only are allowed, I mean, every company's different, has different standards or whatever, but that would have been a major thing right there. That would have been an incident. That would have been a bad one. Yeah, so that was ugly, but thankfully, I mean, it was ugly in the fact that it was something to remember. I'll never forget. Trust me, every time I drive by there, I think of that. Thank you.
And I bet you about every time you pull your parking brake, you think about stuff like that too.
Oh, you trust me. Yeah, so that was a close call, but I've had, cars have no respect. They're like little, I always say, like a truck is like a B-52 bomber, and these cars are like little jets. They're diving in and out of you, and you just got to go. You can't sit there and worry about it. But I've got lots of incidences. I don't think I'll tell them all from that year. But that was funny.
Well, you're on the road so much, you're going to have stories every year of just constantly. You probably could write a log of all that stuff.
Well, the thing with me now, like I said, though, like I drove a week ago, but I only did it 4.5 days, basically. And now they said as long as you do 1 day a month. And I said, well, I ain't going to do it for 1 day a month because really it's not worth it to drive from here to Reno where the terminal is. And these people are great people. I like them a lot. Yeah. So I do it, I said 4 days. And so I take 395 from Reno, 395 down to, like, say, Redlands in that area, Europa or whatever it's called, and then back with another one, and then I go down and then back. It usually ends up being 4.5 days, and then I'm done till the next month.
Yeah, that's nice.
What's awesome about it, though, dude, if I want to go just make some quick, extra income, And 395 is beautiful, as you know.
Oh, man.
I mean, oh my.
Like you said, you lose track of time just staring out the beauty of
I've seen
mountains.
elk. I've seen
antelope.
deer, antelope. God, what was it I just seen the other day? A lot of game in that area. Oh, I seen sheep over there by what's the name of that military town? Hawthorne.
Yeah.
Hawthorne, Nevada. They actually, when you're taking that road out of Hawthorne and you're going kind of north, there's actually on 395, there's actually signs that are all lit up, says major sheep crossings. And I've looked up on the side of the mountain before. It's almost like Swiss Alps or something. Looked up on the side right there, and I've seen 2 ewes. I send that picture to Brother Hilton because he's a sheep person. But anyway, that was just last week, I think it was, when I was.
I want to get him. I gotta get him over here quick too.
Yeah.
I need to get him. You, and him.
Yeah, that'd be a blast. Yeah, but anyway, I got lots of experiences that way. What I'm really thankful for truck drivers, they're so essential, man. Just very important.
Something you can lightly look over and not pay attention to until you're doing it. You're like, man, this is really necessary.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are. And I never thought about it a lot either. We have here and there, but once you start doing it, it's like, you can't take people for granted, man. All these jobs that everybody does, the world turns by all different kinds of people.
So what I do is I don't touch nothing. I just one trailer to the next, right? But in every one of those trailers, somebody put it in there, right? And so then say it came from a manufacturer, right? Somebody manufactures it, or most of it, what happens is it comes by cargo ship. It's in containers, and then from there it goes to another place. Well, like what I'm doing is the box trailer. It's loaded, and so what I'm doing is delivering it to a distribution center. The distribution centers then have truck drivers that take it to all the stores and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that those items are being handled a lot. So all those people are important too. And I'll tell you right now, go to Reno, dude. There's the signs that they have about help wanted. They're everywhere. I'm talking some of the places they're starting no experience $21 an hour. Some of the places starting $25 an hour. They can't get it. And I asked, me and Mom was with me when I went into this one place, I think it was a dollar store. I asked the lady because some of the shelves were kind of low. I was just curious because I drive truck once in a while. And I said, so is it because the truck drivers can't get your supplies here? And they go, no. It's because we can't get workers to take it from the back and put it on the shelves. They created
for $25 an hour. They won't do that.
Well, that was in the distribution centers over there. I don't know what dollar.
So lumpers, maybe.
Well, I don't know if they're the lumpers. It's not really the lumpers. It's because the lumpers are the ones that take it off the semi, put it in the back of the store. Well, then they got to have workers that take it from the back of the store.
They don't have stockers
and stock the shelves.
They don't have those people.
Yeah, they don't.
And they're wanting to pay them $25 an hour, and people won't do it.
No, the signs I'm seeing is not like stockers. It's like people working in the distribution centers. I don't know. Those signs are everywhere. They're motivating to keep people at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, anyway. It's been a fun experience. I don't want to drive. I don't like driving in the snow or ice or anything like that. So
you're not a nice trucker,
huh?
You're not a nice trucker.
Yeah, I try to keep, low key and do it in good. I'm a fair weather trucker.
Hey, I don't blame you.
I pick and choose because after that 70-mile-an-hour wind, it's like, dude, I don't need this. Okay, I'm doing this just as an extra form of income.
Which is always nice to be in that position.
Oh, totally. I'm so thankful. Well, think about this. Okay, if I wanted to go see the U.S.
What better way to do it and be paid for it?
Me and Mom could get in that truck. I could be 80 years old, go take a ride, be making money the whole time I'm going around. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, people on Social Security, if they only are living on Social Security, they're struggling with that extra income there. I met people, a husband and wife, super nice couple, that lost their home, and they don't even pay rent. Because they both, the husband and wife, a really super nice couple. All they do is they drive the 48, and they pay no rent, no mortgage on a house.
They have no bills.
They're basically stashing all the money.
Team driving.
Yeah, so there's lots of options.
There's a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of opportunity for that. Especially, I've met young single guys that are doing it. It's the first year is gonna be, you're gonna you not get paid as much. But trust me, in this situation we're in right now, they're taking people left and right. If you can walk, almost they'll take people at this point. But like I said, it's a high risk. So better have faith.
All right, Dad. Thanks for talking to us about it. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you guys on the next one.
All right.